Welcome to Matters of the Heart podcast with Rashonda, Thursday's Tip Edition. Do you need some advice? Need some ideas to improve a specific situation, whether in the world around you or just an individual fix? Well, that's what Thursday's Tip is all about. I don't just tell you how to do it, but I'll always offer a couple of tips on things you can do to succeed in the process. Thursday's tips are geared towards making us feel empowered, starting from the inside out. So, what are you waiting for? Come on in and let me share a couple of tips with you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Thursday's Tip episode. All right, the first Thursday's Tip episode of 2023. You're listening to the Matters of the Heart podcast with Rashonda. I talk about inspiration, motivation, wellness, and mind peacefulness. On this platform, I share experiences, advice, and knowledge to help you and me. All right, because I'm learning to improve our life and learn more. And the content is always 100% positive, guaranteed, or your money back. And you ain't even pay anything, right? So that means that, hey, it's guaranteed. There are only positive vibes happening over here. So I'm going to say it again. Hey, y'all, I'm back. Happy New Year to you. For those of you that didn't listen to the last podcast and this is your first time coming, listening to this podcast episode, Happy New Year to you. I pray you had a wonderful holiday and a good beginning to your year. It seems like last year went pretty fast, huh? I know, with my job, we was out for a week or so, over a week, maybe almost 2 weeks. But have you ever heard of the saying, I need to take a vacation from my vacation? I understand that now, and it's so true. Well, ready or not, a new year is upon us and we got to get moving. Meaning, it's a clean slate to do things and complete them this time. So if you didn't complete anything last year, maybe you started off saying, I'm going to do something, and you fizzled out 3 months later, it's okay. We're going to complete them this time. So today's topic is let's think, let's do, and let's achieve more in 2023. Tips to get you moving forward. If you caught the last podcast on the other side of if, then you should know we're making truths this time. So go check that out if you get a chance. However, it only takes a couple of small steps to make something stick. So grab your pens and notepads. These tips are straightforward and they are very short, but we do got a lot of work to do, so let me apologize in advance. If this podcast is just a little wee bit long than the other ones. We just got a lot of things to uncover. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. Well, 2023 is officially here, ready or not. Whoop, here it is. Remember that song by our group named Tag Team? Whoop, there it is. It wasn't Here It Is. No, I think it's There It Is. Whoop, there it is. But anyway, okay, I'm done. So if you do, please don't blame me for that anthem swimming around in your head today. My bad. However, what are your truths for this year? I used to make resolutions and goals every year, and if you're like me, however, as you know, goals are something we attain or look forward to achieving, but truth be told, it almost seems unreachable. It's like a one day I will type of thing, and because of that thinking, that's probably why this muffin top of a waist of mine has decided to make itself a permanent home. Okay, but sis will be packing her bags this year, all right? She has to find another home because love doesn't live here anymore. She getting the boot. And that's on a bucket of fried chicken. Yeah, so I may be hungry. You know what? She trying to get the best of me right now by making me think about food, but she out of here. She's gone, okay? Bye, muffin. Okay, and we're gonna adopt clean eating. Anywho, she is gonna be packing her bags. She and I will have to hash out our differences later. But listen, whether you still do believe in resolutions or even achieve them, I thought this year would be great to ditch the resolutions and goals. And let's think about how we want to think. what we want to do and simple things we can achieve for ourselves. We can't put off tomorrow what we are going to be doing this year, okay? Because things shift and happen in a blink of an eye. So I came up with a few things to get our engines revving to go. So let's get right to it, shall we? Right after this elevator music. Okay, first on the list is let's think more. Let's think more. Let's think more positively. No matter what, try to find the good in every situation. I promise it's there. Let's think more positively. And I can give you an example of that. I had a friend of mine to call me a couple of days ago, and she was like, girl, somebody broke into my car and they just rambled through her glove compartment and they stole her bank card. So, and she said, girl, can you believe they put an Uber on my bank card? And I was like, what? She was like, yeah, they didn't even have a car. She was like, they put an Uber on it. And me and her laughed about that. But as the conversation kept going, come to find out, a neighbor of hers, had the same thing happen to his car. They stole his credit card as well, but they ended up putting one of those brand new PlayStation 4s or whatever the new one is out on his card. And I told her, and we made a joke about it, and I said, girl, I said they needed that Uber to go and pick up that PlayStation, okay? But she was like, yes. She was like, I guess that's what it was, but that was us trying to make trying to lighten the mood. But I told her, I said, listen, look at it this way. At least they just put an Uber on yours. They didn't slash your tires. They didn't bust out your windows. And then she made a joke. She was like, girl, my car is so dirty. She said they probably was thinking to themselves, we ain't got time to be going through all this stuff. She said, so they just kind of left it alone. I was like, of course. It could have been a whole lot worse. But that's us taking something negative and pulling a positive out of it. So no matter what, try to find the good in every situation. I promise it is there, because our emotions, once something happened to us, it's our emotions' job to take it to a 10, right? Or 20 or 50. But when you really sit and you really let it marinate, you'll realize that a lot of times it's really only a 5. Like it's not even what your emotions is really making it out to be, but it's just that it wants to get you excited and get you out of the realm of being yourself. So no matter what, let's try to find the good in every situation. I promise it's there. Let's think more wisely. Let's try to think before we speak. Right? My mouth has gotten me in more trouble than I care to say. And let's not even talk about my emotions. All right, which I was just talking about. Your emotions that drive the getaway car. Yes. The Bible says a soft answer turns away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. Tell your emotions to give you the keys. All right. That's what I was just saying. Like our emotions can take us. Honey, it's got that drive with that getaway car and it's going to go. But you can control your emotions. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't, because you can. So tell your emotions to give you the keys this year, okay? And let's handle those thoughts, handle those emotions. Let's think more thoughtfully. Let's think more about someone else than ourselves. I can't say that I was ever a person that really just thought about myself and really never thought about others. I've always had the spirit of thinking about other people before I think about myself. And a lot of times when I need to be thinking about myself and doing things for myself, I'm still thinking about other people. So, that can go wherever if you're that type of person, you're always thinking about yourself, then just make it a moment this year to kind of think about somebody else, right? Okay, let's think more maturely. I know this is hard, but sometimes you have to be the bigger person in situations, even if it means saying sorry first. Let's be more mature this year, okay? A lot of things happen. I'm sure a lot of things are going to take place or whatever. But let's be the bigger person in situations, even if it means we have to say sorry first. Let's think more responsibly. You know what that means, so I don't even need to go into that. Let's be more unapologetic, okay? Don't be going through life thinking about, oh, I wish I should have. Man, if I just had one more. No, we're going to do it this year, okay? Having or living without regrets, all right? So now the next category is let's do more, all right? Let's do more. Let's do more exercising. Now, I know you probably just shut this podcast down right now, but listen to me. If you haven't been to the gym in ages like me, I haven't been since August, but I did go. I have been creeping back in there, this January, okay? And that's because I'm doing this little keto thing with my friend, and I was just like, I need to add some exercise in there, but I'm gonna break it down to you. Listen, I know, when the new year come in, everybody have goals. They like, oh, I'm gonna get back in the gym. Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, and I'm gonna work out for about 2 hours. Don't do that. Don't do that. You do not want to go out the gate committing to working out an hour or more a day. That won't happen. A little bit a day goes a long way. Trust me. 5 to 10 minutes is a great start. As my friend said, we have to set attainable goals. Now, last year, I was like, I'm going to the gym every day, and I'm going this day, did not work out. And so I realized that I needed to set some attainable goals. So what do I mean? I don't like going through the gym during the week when I have to work. All right. So I go on Saturdays. Now what I do through the week is I'll walk on the treadmill at home, or I'll do a workout with my daughter at home, and I'm fine with that. Right? So you have to set an attainable goal that's fine with you. Don't let these people get you all down thinking, oh, you're going to the gym. You see them going to the gym every day. That's them. And you don't know how much time they got on their hands or what they doing or whatever. Listen, this is the year of you. So that means that you have to look out for you and work what works best for you. And let me tell you, I did that gym going after work and doing all this stuff. Honey, that is not me, okay? I'm going to go on Saturday, or I'll go on the days that I'm off work where I got a day off, but I'm not going to break my neck in there, all right? So, and then I got to change clothes? So we're going to do some stuff at home, and we're going to hit the gym once a week, okay? They got a plethora of workout videos on YouTube. Whatever you want to do, CrossFit, strength train, and all this other type of stuff. If you want to buy into a program, you can do that. Just make sure it's what you want to do, and you're not comparing what you do to what somebody else is doing, okay? Let's do more picking better food choices. Getting fresh meals delivered to your house every week is ideal. I may have to check into this later. However, it's not affordable for everyone. So instead, start small. It may be adding green beans instead of potatoes to a meal or lunch, and opting for the side salad instead of the fries when ordering a burger, or picking up an apple or orange instead of the cookies out of the vending machine at work. I'm preaching to the choir. I've done it. Okay. Take small steps towards health, and soon it'll be a total commitment. Remember, this is about you. Let's do more things for ourselves. Yes. 2023 is the year of me. Okay. I mean this wholeheartedly. Even if it's just turning off the music on your way home to clear your thoughts, or taking the long route home, maybe even sitting in your car for a few minutes longer when you get from work. I suggest this when it's safe. It's still getting dark early in these streets, okay? So be careful. It could be as simple as leaving your office and sitting elsewhere to eat lunch. But scheduling lunchtime, how many of us work through lunch? I used to. I did it all last year. I worked through my lunch break. But this year, I decided to do it differently. Know how they say on an airplane, cover your nose before anyone else's? Yes, exactly. So what does that mean? You first. Schedule your lunchtime. If your lunchtime, you get 30 minutes for lunch, take it. If you get an hour for lunch, take it. Okay, don't be sitting there working through your lunchtime and all this stuff, honey. You better take that downtime and use it for yourself. Let's do more calendars on our phones. Use it. So let me say, I know all our phones should have a calendar on them, and that's great if you use them. A couple of years ago, my brain was glitching to help me remember quite a few things. A friend then asked me, why don't you use your calendar on your phone? Now, this might sound silly or juvenile to you, but that calendar has been a lifesaver for me, honey. We get new phones and sometimes don't use half of the stuff on them. So I don't know if you do it, but make use of your smartphones, okay? Make use of those phone calendars. And it has reminders, so there's no excuses to miss those significant appointments. Now, if it's not on my calendar, it's not happening. Period. I tell people once I get off the phone with them and we say we're going to do a little meeting or we're going to meet, I got to put it on my calendar. And a lot of times I'm putting it on my calendar and I'm sending them a calendar invite too. But if it's not on my calendar, that means I don't know about it. I ain't heard about it. It ain't happening. Me and you didn't even talk about it. Okay. So I have to put it on my calendar. So let's use, let's make some time. Even put some things on your calendar that you want to do for yourself. If you want to have a date night with yourself where it's just you and yourself and your thoughts, honey, you better put it on your calendar and set a reminder, because if it's not on there, you ain't gonna do it. I'm just telling you right now, it ain't gonna do it. And don't keep hitting snooze when you do put it on there. Period. All right. Let's do more saying I love you. Oh my gosh. Listen, we don't say this enough. Practice not only telling yourself this, but others as well. Why? Because love is the key. Let's do more taking chances. We miss many chances we don't take. I don't know what that looks like to you because it differs for everyone. However, take more chances this year. And let's do more forgiving and showing a little more grace. Need I say more? All right. It's funny because I was just talking to the Lord. I talk to the Lord all the time. And I'm sure he's probably like, oh, here she comes again. Okay, what's she going to be talking about this time? But I was talking to him one night and I was like, God, you know what? I don't want to hold acts of aggression or offenses against people. Like, I don't want to do that. I really don't, because I have a tendency to do that. If somebody come at me the wrong way, they say something the wrong way, or I pick up something about them, next thing you know, I'm already built up an offense against them, and I'm going to treat them. I'm not going to treat them bad, but you can tell from my body language that it's not, I done shut them down. And I'm like, no, I want to show people a little more grace. I don't want to go straight to the offense, or be aggressive with people because they said something or they moved their body language was a little different or whatever. It's about showing people more grace, because you don't know what people are going through. You don't know, what's going on in their world. And this goes back to us being selfish, just thinking about ourselves when it might be something going on with them, like really going on with them. And they really didn't mean to say what they said to you or act that way or talk that way. It just, they just wasn't thinking. And so let's do a little more forgiving and showing more grace. Could you give them the benefit of the doubt? We never know what people think, deal with, or go through themselves. So let's do more forgiving and extending just a little more grace to people, okay? Before I get into the very last thing, let's take a quick break and get ourselves a drink, okay? Because this girl is parched, all right? I'll be back. Okay, welcome back. Listen, this is the last one. Let's achieve more. So far we talked about let's think more, let's do more, and this is the last one. Let's achieve more. So these are things that we want to achieve for 2023. And the first thing is dust it off Listen, you don't even have to tell me. Everyone has something they put on the back burner to be written, explored, or tackled for later, and that ended up being 2 years long. Whatever it is, dust it off and put yourself on a time frame to get it done. Okay, so for instance, for me, obtaining a passport is on my dusted off list. So what's on yours? What's on your dusted off list? What is this? What is something that has been on your to-do list to do? You know, it's just been sitting to the back burner. It's been coming to your mind and you've been thinking about it. But every time it comes to your mind and you think about it, it like goes right back to the back burner. And you like, okay, I'm gonna do it. 6 months later, come back to your mind again, right? A year later, come back to your mind again. Next thing you know, 5 years down the road and you still ain't did it. So let's dust it off and let's do it this year, okay? Whatever it is. Let's achieve more social media. What you say? What you say about social media? Okay. We all love social media. Maybe this should have gone under do more. However, I feel we all could use a needed break from social media. It's amazing because once I scroll and I look at one picture or statement, the next thing you know, an hour or two has passed and I'm tired. If you're struggling or need some tips on this, check out my podcast episode entitled Help Social Media is Keeping Me from Being Great, because an hour or two lost could have been used on something productive, like the dusted off thingy we just talked about. Okay, let's achieve more. Take some classes. Whether you want to cook better, learn ballroom dance, do pottery, take those much needed business classes, or even if you're going to learn how to crochet. Listen, crocheting is not my thing. I tried it. A girl just can't do it. I don't know if something was going on with my hands. It just wasn't going right. I don't know if it was going in the right direction. I don't know what was going on with that, but crocheting is not my thing. God bless the ladies and the men that crochet, okay? Whatever it is you want to do, Nike says just do it. I say just take it. Let's be more adventurous this year. Speaking of which, meetups, anyone? Anyone like meetups? All right. Listen, in 2019, I signed up to do a meetup with a group of writers who were supposed to meet at our local library here in town every week. Needless to say, it didn't work out as the library had not heard of such a group, so that put a little salt in my mouth. Now, I hadn't did meetups or even looked at it as of late, and really, to be honest, not since that time. But anywho, there are plenty of meetup activities and places to go and get involved in. I know I had a friend, she did a lot of meetups and, it seemed like hers turned out pretty good. Maybe it was because of the one that I picked, okay? And I let that one kind of take me from that scene. But meetups, if that's your thing, then hey, I would say join a meetup. There's plenty of places to go. Plenty of things to do and to get involved in. You just have to look for them. And it depends on what you like or, what your wants are. And trust me, there's a meetup for it. Check it out. And I'm going to revisit it. Maybe not right now, maybe some months from now, but I will be revisiting the meetup. Make sure your chosen group is a legit group though. And don't be meeting up at people's houses you don't even know. No, ma'am. It will not be that type of meetup, okay? No, I'm not meeting you at your house, but we can meet out at a public place, and if it's by a police station, that's even better. All right. I'm just kidding. Listen, if meetups is your thing, then do it. Let's achieve more. Go to the movies and not on your couch. Yes, I enjoy watching a movie in rather than out. I'd rather be in rather than out. But going out to the movies over the holiday season with a group of extraordinary ladies from my church was good. It was a good thing. We saw I Want to Dance with Somebody, the Whitney Houston story, and I don't want to ruin it for those that haven't seen it. I thought the actress and actors chosen did a fantastic job. The movie was just so-so to me, though. It was okay. It wasn't It wasn't all that. It's definitely not something I would go back to see, but you may love it. However, it allowed me to get out of the house and enjoy some fresh air and popcorn with everyone else. It was really a good outing, and I love seeing an even bigger screen. And last but not least, I know I said that other one was last, but this is just, a little tagline. Just be true to being you. Nothing more, nothing less. Let this be the year of you. Okay? This is the year of me in 2023. So, how was your holiday? And what are you thinking, planning, or achieving this year? So I know this podcast was long. Like I said, hopefully you was able to get some tips and some things you're going to do or some things you want to do, act, and achieve on this year. Okay? Well, that's all the time I have for today. Listen, remember, there's a new podcast episode every first Sunday, which is #Sunday's Thoughts or Sunday Word. There's also a Thursday's Tip podcast episode every second Thursday of the month. Now, I want to say with these second Thursdays, sometimes the first Sunday and the second Thursday fall within the same week. And so with that being said, sometimes I may have a Thursday tip, and sometimes the Thursday tip may come on the third Thursday. Okay, so I just want to make that clear. If you following me, really closely like that. It's just sometimes these months come in and I'm not even sure. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta, turn around and do another podcast episode. I gotta do 2 in 1 week. So sometimes it may be 2 in 1 week. Sometimes the second Thursday may end up going to a third Thursday. But anyway, hey, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be shooting out the tips. I'm going to be giving you some things to think about. So we're all good there. So if you like podcast episodes such as this one, make sure you listen and subscribe. It's free. And whatever platform you're listening on will let you know when there's a new episode. Whatever works for you works for me. Hey. But so next month, I want to let you know that we're going to be talking about rejection and coupling season for the month of February, right? February is the month of love. It's Valentine's Day, but we're going to talk about some stuff. Okay, coupling and rejection, and how we really need to talk more about rejection to our children. I'm going to explain why that's so important. I have some exciting news coming up. So if you listen to the previous podcast, I've been working with an author. Her name is Yolanda Randolph, and she and I co-authored a book. I can't wait to reveal the title. Hopefully by the next time, or maybe by the next podcast episode, I'll be able to mention it. If not before then, on my YouTube channel, Inspirations with Rashonda. So I'm excited about that and can't wait to share more in regards to that with you. But anyway, this new project will be an excellent guide to help women. In the meantime, you can read up on Yolanda's book. She got quite a few. Just put her name in the search engine over there on Amazon and you'll find all her reads, which have excellent reviews. So check them out. You can also follow her podcast, Her Intuition Movement, over on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, where I listen to it at, and wherever your favorite stations reside. Please catch up on her episode, The Deadbeat, The Sale. I promise you it's really good. So take care, and remember, life is short. Don't let another year go by without living yours out loud. I'll talk to you again soon. That was it for today's episode. I hope you were inspired and feel positive vibes whenever you spend some time with me, Rashonda, and the Matters of the Heart podcast. Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to join me next time as we dive deeper into our spiritual, mental, and physical journey. You can follow Matters of the Heart podcast on Facebook to stay tuned for what's coming next. Feel free to share the episodes while you're here. Also, stay with me by subscribing wherever your favorite music and podcast stations reside. And as always, watch your heart, because its actions will follow. Thank you for listening.